Don't worry, I see all you commenters out there complaining that my studio is too dark, so don't worry, I fixed it. This is the new setup. For real though, thank you everyone out there for all of the comments and interaction on my videos. The channel has recently surpassed 400 subscribers, and I couldn't be happier about it. Thank you for that. And now, on with today's video. So actually, as a matter of fact, one of my best performing videos right now is actually my kind of initial impressions, unboxing-ish of my refurbished OnePlus 7 Pro. And a lot of people had really great comments on that video. There was a lot of people saying they also got a refurbished phone or a used phone and that they were loving it, and people were sharing what prices they got them at, and it's actually a really, really well done video, I think, and a lot of people think so in the comments as well. So definitely take a read through those if you want more information on this phone, because there was a lot of people who were very additive in that comment section. But unfortunately, I do have some bad news on that front in today's video. So ever since I upgraded my phone to the latest Oxygen OS version, which is Oxygen OS 11, built on top of Android 11, which maybe you can see here. I have had some insane buggy behavior on this phone, and unfortunately, it's all to do with the display. So sorry, it just got a little darker. I just needed to adjust the ISO so I can clearly show you what's going on with my device. By the way, is that a sick home screen or what? Okay, moving on. There has been some insane software bugs that I've been having with this phone. Fortunately, it's in a usable state right now, no problems with anything. But seriously, it's been a journey to get to this point, because ever since I updated to Oxygen OS 11, there has been some serious problems, and I don't exactly know. I know what's causing them, and I'll demonstrate them for you now. So obviously, if you've experienced anything like this, definitely drop a comment below. But the thing is, this is a refurbished product, and there is problems with this display panel at a hardware level. I have no idea if this is going to pick up on video, but it might actually. There's a line right here on the screen where the colors shift. I know this is a gradient wallpaper, but there's a distinctive line right here on the display. You may be able to see that. And watch what happens if I turn the brightness way down and then view my gradient wallpaper on the lock screen. It becomes a blocky mess. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not a clean gradient. It's just sections of color, which obviously does not look very good, but it only does that on the lock screen. Then on the home screen, it's fine. And this is actually a problem I've had since the start, even before Oxygen OS 11, where the lock screen wallpaper just would not display correctly, whatever it was. So now I'm going to demonstrate some of the insane bugs I've been having. They all have to do with display settings. So one of the most annoying is actually caused by the ambient display. So if I turn on the ambient display, okay, so ambient display is on. So when I turn, okay, that's new. Now the screen straight up isn't turning on at all. Fascinating. Fortunately, rebooting the phone, which I will be doing a lot in this video, actually fixes the problem enough for you to go back into settings and just change it back. So it's pretty much all to do with the lock screen, except for, I think, one of them. So if the phone just boots up again here, hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate what the ambient display is doing. Otherwise, I'll just describe it. Okay, this is a new one. So what originally was happening with the ambient display is that whenever the ambient display came on, the screen would crop in to the top left corner. So everything was scaled up, probably 200%. So everything was big here, so you could see the left status bar, and you could you couldn't see anything on the right or bottom of the screen because the top left corner was pegged correctly, but then the screen was extended, so it was like out here. So you can only see part of the screen. But the touch controls work normally. So if I clicked here, it would still click the icon that was supposed to be there. Now it's totally different, where if the ambient display turns on, that's actually not the problem. If I can get it, yeah. It's not cropped in, because before the ambient display would be like taking up this whole section when it was cropped in like that. Now, the ambient display isn't the problem. The lock screen just doesn't show up. So that's unfortunate. And that's not the initial bug I was experiencing. But let me just reboot, and then I'll show you what else is a problem. Okay, so fortunately, turning off the ambient display fixes this problem. So now the lock screen will actually show up. Excellent. But kind of the next problem is actually to do with the specific display settings. So that's just kind of not really a display setting, like it's something that comes up on the display, but it's not changing anything physical about the display. If we go into advanced and change the resolution, right now it's at QHD+, which is 1440p for those of you who don't know. But if we change the resolution to FHD+, just 1080p, then something very interesting will happen. When I had Full HD Plus resolution on before, the lock screen would not turn on because there was a scaling issue. So like every single icon, every single element on the screen was completely scaled wrong. And I think this is a OnePlus thing because the only time the lock screen would turn on is if I triggered Google Assistant, which is made by Google. So the Google element was scaling correctly, and that would make the screen pop up. But then as soon as Google Assistant went away, screen's right back to black. Now, the next one was to do with the refresh rate, and this is actually the one that bothers me more, is because it has to be in 60 hertz. Otherwise, at 90 hertz, let me see if it'll happen now. Well, what was happening is basically the opposite of the ambient display problem. So whenever I was on the home screen, the screen would jitter and it would like scale down into the top left corner, then scale out again, like kind of jittery. So if I put the refresh rate at 90 hertz and the resolution at Full HD+, the screen does not turn on unless I trigger Google Assistant. But then as soon as Google Assistant's gone, screen's black. That's what happened before. Now, thankfully, Full HD Plus and 90 hertz really isn't a common use case. So thank goodness for that. But now I'm going to reset the phone and try and fix that. Now, thankfully, it is pretty simple to kind of resolve these once you know how to navigate the settings menu. So in terms of the cropping in, you would just force switch the resolution to whatever the other one was, and then it would be fixed. And then for the other ones, you would just change it to the setting that wasn't broken, so 60 hertz instead of 90, or QHD plus instead of Full HD plus. But yeah, this is kind of a little different than it was before, but still a lot of these bugs persist. Well, there you have it. Those are some of the really inane and shouldn't exist bugs that I've been experiencing on my refurbished OnePlus 7 Pro. It's probably a combination of hardware and software. Like, I don't see how the ambient display not working is a hardware problem. Not sure. It could be, just because of how ambient displays work, only turning on certain pixels on an OLED, but it's really not clear to me. So unfortunately, there are some features of this phone that I straight up can't use because they are a buggy mess. But I will continue getting software updates and hopefully hoping that this resolves itself, because this wasn't a problem when I first got the phone. So it was a software problem that started this, or a software change rather, or an update. So I guess the lesson to take away from today's video is be careful where you get your refurbished phones. And definitely make sure that you test all the features out right away. And I did that. But of course, things change later. So there is inherent risk with buying a used and refurbished product like this. That's just the way it is. And of course, I overpaid, according to the comments section on my original OnePlus 7 Pro video, because everyone's getting these for like half as much as I did, or less, apparently. So shout out to those people. You did an awesome job. But I will still be using this phone. I will tell you, I do have pretty bad eyes, so the difference between 60 and 90 hertz for me is not huge. I'm certainly not a refresh rate snob. Like, this is the highest refresh rate screen I've ever used or owned. So I'm definitely sticking with that. But be careful out there. Refurbished phones can be a bit of a minefield. And definitely spread the word about this video. Send it to all the people you know with a OnePlus 7 Pro. Hopefully the internet gang will help figure out these bugs. I don't know what's causing them, but if you've experienced anything similar, definitely drop a comment down below. Well, thank you for watching this video, everyone. Hopefully I'm not the only one out there with these kinds of display issues on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Please leave a like and subscribe. It would make me feel so much better. And it would also help you because I upload new tech videos every Tuesday, every single week. So get subscribed for that. And thanks for watching.